Ahoy! My name is Champ, Spaghetti Eater, and reigning Mahjong Champion. How are ya? Yeah, that's right. We're playing Apex Legends again, baby. This time, however, I wanted to take a gander at the support class because recently I've only ever been playing Sparrow and Alter, which, yeah, who isn't? But I wanted to see what other legends were fun. I rarely ever see people playing the support class, and I wanted to see if support was my niche. I like being useful and wondered if the support class was really that supportive. The consensus is, yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you really pop off as a support, picking up your squad, getting them the ammo that they want and need, but sometimes paranormal things happen. I'm not saying that there are ghosts in Apex Legends, but I want you to take a look at this gameplay with me. It starts off normally. We pick our legends, we get on the dropship, and then our ballistic disappears from the squad. And then he gets himself killed. But Fuji Manjaro, I hear you say, there is nothing paranormal about that. Stragglers are a normal thing in Apex Legends. Oh, but I think it is. Next game, I managed to get into the same squad with the same people. Watch what happens. Yeah, there is no scientific explanation as to why this psycho would do the same thing again. You might be saying, but aren't you the one dead here? Yeah, well, there's a reason she's scampering around in the final ring with 1 assist and we are not. It's because she's a freaking rat. Ain't that right? Yeah, even the dog agrees. I get wanting to hide. Really. Running and hiding is an acceptable strategy if the odds aren't in your favor. But running and hiding the entire match? Yeah, I know. Are we trying to kill each other or are we playing the most intense game of hide and seek? But I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm all that in a bag of chips. So take a look at this gameplay of me as Mirage. It was my first match of the day. I dropped in, immediately died to Loba, but no worries. My team avenged me and put me back in the game. Naturally, I wanted to show this ballistic and jibby that I can pull my weight. So I picked an upgrade that let me do literally everything every other class can do. What even is this? I've got the support, controller, assault, recon, and skirmisher perks. You wanted support? You've got support. I armed myself with a nemesis in the P2020, which later evolved into a P4040, but we weren't seeing much action after the drop. The next best thing we got to combat was poking at the other squads at the PlayStation building. Lucky for us though, because it did not take too long to run into some stragglers.
Sending out my decoy. Enemy down. Watch an airstrike.
And with that team out of the game, there were only 5 other squads left. I wasn't paying too much attention to that though because I was still in it to make my squad proud. So we made our way to this overlook where we heard the sounds of rank points fighting. I was quite parched from the run, so I decided to jump down and thirst this ballistic that my teammate had knocked, which is a pretty bad decision because I got focused myself. Thankfully, I successfully bamboozled those foozles and got away with it scot-free. Relatively. I made my way back to my squad where I ran around trying to look useful. Then came the final showdown. Us versus them. We had the high ground, they didn't. 2 then tried to come up and get our Gibraltar, but he was far more superior. That made 2 down and 1 left. So I threw myself down there, teeth bared and guns blazing. First match of the day and I already got a win. It seemed like it was coming up aces, but I really wouldn't say I did much support in here. Yeah, I scanned the survey beacon, the control ring, a care package, and killed a few people, but really, my team could have done that if they wanted to. Not the survey or control ring thing, but did we really even use that knowledge? Look at them, they are stacked. I wasn't so lucky the next couple of games though. And by a couple, I mean that win was the only win I've gotten that day. From dawn till dusk till twilight, I was not able to snag another W. But did I have fun? Debatable. I like the part where I got a couple of kills under my belt, but I did not like the part where I died so much. You'll notice that all these games are Conduit. That's because I decided to torture myself that I was gonna record games of me playing each and every single one of the legends until I got a win. And also I've been hearing hubbub about, oh, Conduit is so underrated, you should play it. Well, I decided to try that for myself, okay? Will I say she's underrated? I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I know what I'm talking about because I'm literally just a casual gamer. Maybe her kit is overpowered, but I'm just that awful. I will tell you about the one game where I came close to winning with her though. You see a game over screen, I see a first runner-up screen. We are not the same. I was in a squad with Caustic and Octane, and Mr. Caustic decided that the phase driver was the drop to go. Another squad apparently had the same idea cause great minds think alike. Caustic was set for blood though. I had no ammo and I really doubted that he did too considering that we looted the same bins, but he was practically drooling after them. I'd managed to kill their altar but their lifeline was putting up quite the fight. That was it though. Third one got away, but since we were finally alone at the phase driver, we decided to take our sweet time looting until the cavalry arrived.
Maybe I can sneak a peek at their gear.
Very well. Frag out!
Throwing a thermite.
Shield. Spotted. They're shooting at me. Reloaded.
And the cavalry also left as fast as they arrived, which was alright. Chasing that squad led us to nowhere because they had a pathfinder and we didn't. The only fast one here was Octane, and he wasn't exactly jumping at the opportunity to run in head first so that we could catch up. So wandering around it was until we ended up at this overlook next to estates. There, our Octane had a happy time sniping away to his heart's desires. Well, me and Caustic just took the backseat on this one. At least Caustic had something to do. He busied himself dropping traps here and there, but what was I supposed to do? Canonically get cancer? No joke, by the way, I read the bio of this character. Conduit has fucking cancer. Well, not cancer, but she is dying from radiation poisoning because of that battery she's carrying around. Which, why the fuck would you do such a thing? But we'll save that for another time because finally we are getting some action. The ring was closing in one and we were practically at the edge, so we needed to slowly inch our way there. I knocked someone down, pushed in with a thermite to stop the revive, and they were no match for our squad. I wasn't so sure that they expected that, but you know what I didn't expect? Octane to fall to his death. He was right there. What happened? Didn't he have a fucking jump pad or something? But it was pretty easy to bring him back since the respawn beacon was right there and we just pretended it never happened, you know, save face. It was down to the last 4 squads, or well, 3 since you just saw me eradicate that guy. But we were in a really bad spot here. We were sandwiched between 2 squads and I could only do so much with my shields. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. We had our backs against the wall. So we did the only thing that we could. Push forward with our teeth bared and guns blazing. Yeah, I couldn't care less that I didn't get a W, alright? Throughout the day, I've been ranking down to plat 4, then back up to plat 3. So really, I'm throwing in the towel and saying that yeah, that's the best that I can do with Conduit, alright? Get off my back. I will say though, even though I usually got stomped as Loba, I had tons of fun with her. I don't know what it is that differentiates her from Conduit, but wait, I actually do. It's the movement, okay? With Conduit, I couldn't really do much, but with Loba, I at least had the ability to throw myself in and out of danger with my tactical. Then we bring up Mirage being fun despite not having any movement, but You know what? Maybe Mirage is just fun to play because you don't need to do fancy slides and jumps, alright? You just need to go invisible and bamboozle the enemy. Of course, I want a game with Loba. You know how most games when it's down to the last 5 squads, these 5 squads usually are perfect and nested in ideal spots with their snipers and all? And you know how ammo, shield cells, and syringes are in limited supply in these situations? Well, with Loba, there's no limited supply, alright? Once you've got yourself in an ideal spot, there's really no reason to be anywhere else if you got your black market. Anyway, this game started off pretty eventful. I was with a Gibraltar and a Pathfinder who seemed to know what they were doing, so I did the best that I could to assist in any way that I could. I picked the upgrade that lets Loba and her squad pick 3 items instead of 2 because why wouldn't I? The other upgrade doesn't really seem that enticing, it only benefits me, if at all. After that fight, we headed to the city and got into another fight. My squad was fighting this Octane and I was fighting the lag, so it was really intense on my end. I didn't know what I was doing. We kept on moving because this Gibraltar and Pathfinder wanted action, and action we got when we arrived at this place. We didn't get to camp out on the ideal spot. This was because there was already another squad there and also because the ring wasn't closing in on that area. So there were 3 squads left. My squad, the squad on the tower, and another squad on the overlook. Until that ring closed in, we were at a standstill. But hey, at least my squad never ran out of supplies. Finally, when the ring closed in and forced the 2 other squads to move towards us, the 2 squads fought each other, which meant that only 1 other squad was left to face us defending our overlook. If they didn't want to get sunburned, they needed to move towards us, which really was not a good idea, but they tried to push in hard and fast with Ash's portal, but they weren't counting in on an airstrike, and also I think I saw Crypto through the haze punching Pathfinder, so they probably ran out of ammo during all that poking. Didn't matter to me though because we won this game. I had tons of fun playing Loba, and if my last video on Apex taught me anything, it's that she's incredibly valuable to have on your team late game during those poking sessions. So I've played 3 support legends until I had fun. That leaves me with 3 more support legends to play. Oh boy. But until then, bye, bye, goodbye, see you later, bye bye.